Hi friends, this is Meg at Chasing Retro. Today will be a collective haul from lots of different places. These things have literally been piling up behind me. I have a fireplace hearth right behind me, and that's where I put all of my incoming items that I want to show before I put them where they need to be. So without further ado, we'll get started. I have items from Amazon, I have items from thrift shops, I have items from a flea market, an antique store, Michael's, and Temu. So first one I wanted to show you is a Happy Mail that I received this week or last week it was, from Jan. She's one of my longtime viewers and supporters. Thank you, Jan. She said she went through her sticker drawer and she found some really amazing and funny giraffe stickers. So look at this. Do you see the big eyes? I thought that was hilarious. And then these are reticulated stickers. They're the real thick kind that have the bumps on them. But as you can see, he's a normal giraffe and then he just goes crazy. It reminds me of some of the cartoon movies of the 90s, you know, where animals would have these silly expressions like that. And she sent me some other ones that weren't giraffes. The lion with the mohawk is hilarious to me. I hope these are showing up okay. And another giraffe. And the macaw, or the parrot, I'm not sure if that's a macaw or parrot, is funny too. So thank you, Jan, for thinking about me. I'm putting them right here next to me in my giraffe sticker pile. Let's do the thrift store items first. I only have a couple of things that were junk journaling related, so I'll show those to you. I just realized my camera is super crooked. Okay. The first item, this will be going directly into my shop when I have a chance to list it. This is one of those brag books. I think I've had one sell recently. It was square, and this one is rectangle. But I think I remember us selling this in because we had an account at the children's shop where I worked with C.R. Gibson. I'm pretty sure I remember that we sold this. So this is probably late 80s into the mid 90s, if I'm guessing. Of course, the original artwork is older than that, but it is completely unused and it is in great condition. And the photographs, you can tell how old it is because I think this is for a 3x5 photograph. So this will be going in my shop. These, I think, are placemats. Can't be sure. The ladies who were checking out that day also were not sure. They're very small if they are placemats, but they're crocheted and they're butterflies and they're amazing. So I did lay them on my dining room table and they looked a little silly. They were just so small. Maybe if you were having like a tea party or something, this could be a placemat. But I'm thinking about just keeping them, and if I ever do a large junk journal, I thought this would be amazing wrapped around the spine of it. I love to wrap doilies around the spines of junk journals anyway, and to have a butterfly, it's even got the little eyes and the antenna. Just really cool. That was the thrift store items. Let me show you the antique store finds. Oh, and I have one library book sale book to show you. Some of this stuff is over a month old. I've just literally had it sitting here. I found this in my local library's bookstore. I don't get over there super often. I live near one of the smaller branches. This one that I'm talking about is the main library, and they have an actual room where they sell books. And their books are always so well priced. So this was 30 cents and it's from 1935. And it's got that beautiful like slick paper that was so popular back then. And it just talks about the orchestra instruments. And I think it's got some pictures. Yeah, we've got some scales and how to read time, suggested seating arrangements. Got some handwritten notes in here, fingering charts for all the major instruments. Just super cool. I never played in the band. I only played piano. but I enjoy bands. I had lots of friends in the band when I was in high school, and it always amazed me that they could play the instruments that they played. Okay, this is from an antique store, one of my favorites in town, or next town over. These are normally, sometimes I've seen these $2, $3, $4 a piece, and I refuse to pay that. These were $1 a piece, so I limited myself to 4. I got this beautiful one with the blues and yellows and greens. I guess that's green, not blue. Teal, maybe. And this is 1968. This is like a house coat pajama type thing. I don't know why they're wearing such fancy shoes with house coats, but it was the 60s, man. 1966. And this I've had before and made a journal out of it, and I love it. So I'm so excited I found another one. It was worth it to me to get, despite this, because I just love the colors on the front. This is 1967, and I have never had this one before. This is very fall colors to me, so I thought that was fun. In 1967. It's been a while since I've had sewing patterns in a purchase, because I just don't see them as often as I used to. All right, next, flea market. We have a flea market that's about 45 minutes away, and it starts at 4:00 a.m. So I'm not a morning person. I do good to get there by 6. And my husband and I go maybe 3 times a year if we can, and I love it so much. Like, I wish I could go every week, but I did find a few treasures the last time we went, which was probably, I think it was the week of July 4th. All of these have sentimental value to me, and I'll explain. The first item is, I thought it was a sign when I first saw it, and then I realized it was a paper hat, and it has dead bugs down in there. It's kind of gross. And honestly, I paid more for this than any other item in my pile. I paid $5 for this little hat. But this restaurant holds significance to me. It is a steakhouse that was started in 1920 in Greenville, South Carolina, which is the town where most of my family, my immediate family, came from, were born and went to school. And this restaurant was a restaurant where my mama and my papa used to eat, I think every Friday night or every other Friday night. It was just one of those places that in the 50s and 60s and 70s, everyone who was anyone went to the steakhouse. And it was not super ornate. They had paneled walls, very dim lighting. The tables and chairs weren't very comfortable. The salad that they brought was basically just shredded lettuce, and then they brought a trio of, like a cruet trio of handmade dressings. Homemade, not handmade. Homemade dressings. And then the steaks is what they were known for. So when you got a T-bone, I mean, it hung off the plate. And so you could easily split one with your spouse and still not finish it. It was just legendary, and it melted in your mouth. So my husband and I did go a few times on dates. Like I said, double dates were what we liked to do there because it was a little pricier and you could split things. But it closed, sadly, in 2018, I think, after almost 100 years of business. And to find a piece of ephemera like this is just, I about fell on the ground. It wasn't as surprising as if I were in another state and found it, because I was only about an hour away from this location. But the guy had about 10 of them, and he would not go down any lower than $5, so I took it. But I plan to somehow figure out a way to frame this. If you guys have any ideas on how I could do that best, let me know. I want to further protect it from any damages from moths or whatever's been trying to eat on it. But that was a pretty cool find. All right, so this is a football program for Tijuana Yellow Jackets versus Carolina, which I found out later was a high school in Greenville that later consolidated into two high schools, came together and renamed it. So I and my husband both graduated from Tijuana. So little factoid, if you don't know anything, if you've never heard the name Tijuana before, you might after I say a couple more things. Tijuana is where radio, his name was James Kennedy, actually, his real name, but radio came from Tijuana, and they made the movie about him called Radio. Radio was still very much a part of our school and in class with us when we were there in the 90s, and he actually sat behind me in study hall quite a number of times. That was the one class they would let him actually come in and sit with the students, because he, it wasn't something that they, you couldn't let him into algebra class, because he did talk, and we talked back and we joked and everything, but he would sit behind me and he would tap my shoulder and he would pass notes to me, which weren't really notes. They were just, he was just drawing on a page and he'd give it to me. I wish I had kept one of those pages that he handed to me. But they later made a movie about him. He was very much a part of our school. He was one of us. Every year he was a rising, I can't remember if it was rising junior or rising senior. I think it was junior. He never wanted to be a senior because that meant that he would have to graduate and he couldn't come back. So every year he was a junior. If you asked him, hey, what class are you in this year? And he would say, I'm a junior. So he was probably in his late 50s, early 60s when he was in school with us. But he started out sort of helping out with the football program, and Coach Jones, who was one of our teachers, took him under his wing, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story. You need to watch the movie. It's great. But he was already very much a part of Hannah by this time. Sadly, he was not in this program at all. I still purchased it, because a lot of my teachers are in here as students, which is really funny. But he was not really celebrated, sadly, in printables. Like, he was in our yearbook. Okay, he was very much a part of that. But this is probably only 3 or 4 years after he started coming to school. There was no sign of radio in here, which is sad. But I still purchased it nonetheless. I encourage you to go watch that. Oh, the other person who came from Hannah is someone named Chadwick Boseman, who you might know as the Black Panther. He also played, I can't remember the name of the baseball guy. I'm not a baseball person. The movie, I think it's called 49 or 39. He played him. He also played James Brown. So Chad went to school with us, and he was very artsy, and he actually was in an art class with my husband, and they had this huge art project their senior year, and they wrapped an entire high school. It was actually our rival high school. They wrapped it with paper. It took 3 weeks, I think. And so my husband and Chad worked together in that project, which was super cool. And then he became a movie star. And we're still lamenting the loss of Chad. But I'm pretty sure that this is my 7th grade South Carolina history teacher. I'm almost positive that's her. I think that was her first name. That must have been her maiden name. So here's the former principal. This guy right here later became our principal. He was principal while I was there. And this is Coach Jones that took radio in. And this is the other Coach Jones, who was my psychology teacher. And all of these businesses there's still well, this got torn down, but a lot of these are still there, but they're different things now. So it's just cool to see like a history of the town where you went to high school too. Like this right here was in front of the high school playing field, and it was apartments, and now it's gone, and there's a Publix right here. So, and a Chick-fil-A. It's like you forget what was there after 20 years or so when the new things come in. There's my English teacher's name. So some of our teachers were already teaching here at this point, or still a student. So this is just cool. I don't think I will ever be able to cut into this one. If I ever do a giant personal scrapbook or junk journal, I might tuck this in there. In fact, I have one that I may be able to just tuck it in there. This is just something I want to keep. Sorry, that took a long time. All right, another ephemera piece from the town where I went to high school is this. It is an order form for Dexter Grocery, and evidently it's like a wholesale price list. I thought it was, I didn't know what it was when I first saw it, but I saw Anderson, and so I picked it up, and the guy was like, you need to open that and look at it. I don't know, though, it might make you cry if you look at the prices from 1980 compared to today. These are wholesale prices, but if you look in here, like Pop-Tarts, grape Pop-Tarts, I don't even think they still make grape Pop-Tarts. The wholesale cost was 73 cents. And then they asked that you mark it up 48% for retail. So everything you can think of in here. There's Betty Crocker frosting, light bulbs, Tang. Oh my gosh, grape Tang. I do not remember that at all. Shasta, do y'all remember Shasta soda? So I got this because it's just cool, because it's Anderson, my high school town, but also Weiler's, that was the Kool-Aid competitor. Also because I will be working on at some point a vintage retail journal. So look at this. Looks like whoever had this, which was I think a gas station, quick shop. Looks like they only ordered cigarettes. So I asked the guy, how did you get this? And he said his wife's dad was one of the owners of this grocery distributor. And when he passed away, he was cleaning out the house with her, and he opened the closet and he found boxes and boxes of this kind of stuff. Most of it was already gone, sold, but I think this was the last order form he had, and I bought it. I couldn't let that just sit there. Of course not. All right, next, I found something that a lot of y'all already have, but I have never been able to find in the wild, and I didn't want to pay to have it shipped to me, and I'm very excited about it. Sears Catalog 1976. It has some damage to the cover, probably from sitting on a garage shelf for lots of years maybe, but the inside is just pristine. So this will be excellent fodder, not only for my 70s journals, but vintage retail and sewing. Honestly, I mean, some of the stuff I could easily use her as like a sewing page decor. All real pictures. No, sadly, no illustrated that I can see. They're all real pictures, but then the tool section is like in the type of paper is like yellow pages or phone book pages, which, I mean, you don't really need full color for tools. And then we have the home stuff. Look at those cameras. Look at those lamps. Look at the dishwasher. So fun. I have not even gone through this yet. I cannot wait to go through this in detail. That was my flea market haul. Okay, let me move this stuff out of the way and I will get the next items out. On Amazon, I bought a few things because I had a gift card that a sweet friend sent to me. A friend that I've known, not through junk journaling, just a friend. A friend sent me a gift card to spend just as a little pick-me-up during the time I was having surgery and recovering. So obviously I had to spend it on junk journal supplies because I knew as soon as I felt better, I would be right back at it. Let me show you what I found. So I love this brand, Mr. Pen. I buy a lot of their dry highlighters for highlighting in my Bible. They're great. They don't bleed through the page. Well, actually they do, but not as bad as the the liquid ones. They make colored graph paper. Can y'all see the colors? Pink, yellow, blue, green, and lavender. And I don't, this is not many sheets. I think it's maybe 100 sheets, 50. It doesn't say. I don't remember how many sheets there are in here, but it was a fairly good price, so I picked that up. I love pastel graph paper in retro journals. Then, I've been wanting this color pack of Astro Brights for a while, but they were having a sale. It might have been near Prime Day. They were having a sale where it was a significantly cheaper rate to get per page than the normal ream, which is what, 500 pages? How many is this? Hold on. This is 625 pages. It was a better deal to get this. So I got this pack, which is called, y'all, I'm not prepared today, I'm sorry. Punchy Pastels. This is Astro Bright's Punchy Pastels. So it is like, this looks like a normal pastel green, but this is like an aqua blue. It looks like a goldenrod yellow. I mainly got it for the peach. And then we have like a fluorescent red, sort of. Or like a hot coral. Super cool. It will take me 5 years to use all of this, but amazing. Another thing I love to do with colored paper is you can print patterns on top of this. If you find either black and white, just black polka dots or whatever, or you can find things that when printed on top will still look good. It won't make the color look weird. Like on this one you could print, I don't know, a turquoise stripe and it might look really cool. So that's just another way to use plain colored paper. You could add subtle patterns with your printer. All right, some more items from Amazon. I've had this in my Amazon wish list for years and I decided to buy it. They are notebooks. They look just like sewing patterns. They're stitched on the edge and they look, even on the back, they look like patterns. Are they not so cute? I'm sure you guys have seen this. These are put out by Chronicle Books. And they're all macaws, which are the ones I don't make journals out of because they're too wide. But they have craft color or tissue pattern colored paper inside that's fairly thick. I don't think anything will bleed through that. And this one has a button design. This one has a button design. And this one looks like sewing pattern tissue. It's got the little cut marks. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? So I am excited about these. They have also a binder, I think, that looks like a sewing pattern. And I think they also have a large spiral bound scrapbook type book, but I wanted the 3 little mini ones. I got 3 stamps collections. This one has also been in my wish list for a while. I saw Lee Min on Lace Covered Skies to use these. She has not been on YouTube in a while. I hope she's doing okay. She was one of my very first junk journal inspirationists. Inspirers. This is, we have flowers already in vases, but then a bunch of clear containers, and then you can add your own. How sweet is that? And the price was really good at the time that I bought this. So I went ahead and pulled the plunger. I don't know if that's the right expression. Y'all know me, I'm really bad at using expressions correctly. This is made by Globland. Silicone clear stamps. I don't remember where I saw these, but I was watching a video somewhat recently of a lady who had these same stamps, and she made the most adorable tags with them. So I'm excited about these. These will be good for fashion journals as well as just sewing. Well, in any retro journal, really. And another set of Globland. These are, let me tell you the name of these if you want to look them up. Fashion Women, I think it is. Fashion Women. This one is called Vintage Women. So these are a little bigger height-wise. And a little, honestly, a little more solid colored. The hair is darker. And I love these little corner embellishments too. So these are both a good price too. I don't buy stamps unless I consider them a very good price. I have been wanting to buy a jelly roll for a very long time, and I finally did. I don't remember the name of the company who made this. I read so many reviews of so many, and this one had different color waves, and they had two left, and one was called Blue Floral and one was called Light Floral. And if you are really wanting to see the name of the company or the link, I can try to find it for you. Just let me know. But these are all light colored background florals. I really hate taking these apart because it'll never look like this again. I'll just flip through if y'all want to see. I just thought they were very sweet and retro looking, somewhat feed sack resembling, maybe a little, but perfect. I mean, they're already the perfect width for a tag. That's why I've always wanted to buy a jelly roll. Less cutting means less waste in my mind. So let me see if I can keep going around without it coming apart. Can y'all see these okay? Ooh, that's colorful. Ooh, that's favorite. These tiny florals are my favorite. A lot of this reminded me of, what is it called? London, Liberty of London. That's what this reminds me of. And I can't afford their fabric, so this is a great substitute. Ooh, they got little blackberries on that one. Oh, so cute. Ooh, that one and that one. That looks like Liberty too. We've got more browns, more fall colors here. Looks like blueberries. All right, so that was my jelly roll. Tell me what y'all think. I want to say it was $10 or $12, maybe a little more. Okay. Last item from Amazon. So I'm making 2 Mary Poppins journals, maybe more, I don't know. But I have 2 covers already made, but I put those aside because I decided that I'm going to do some stash busters and ephemera mass make. That's what I'm going to do through the month of August. So I did go ahead and buy this though. Many of y'all let me know that the small pack that I bought on Temu was basically a copy of this, but in a 6x6 version or 8x8, which I hate buying things that are copyright stolen. I'm not happy about that. Thank you for letting me know though. I'm going to be very careful about that in the future. But because I did that, I was like, well, I was going to buy it anyway, and now I know I need to go buy the actual one, so Cartabella gets my business. So I bought the full-size one. And then I went to Michael's to spend a $5 voucher that expired yesterday, and I spent $5. I don't know if y'all have ever done that. That's probably not what they want you to do. But it's like my way, it's like a challenge to myself. Can I spend a $5 voucher and spend nothing but $5? And most of the time I succeed. So it's kind of weird because they scan it and then there's no tax or anything, because just once they scan it, there's nothing to be taxed. These are pearlescent papers, and I don't think I have any pearlescents at all. We have a cream, we have a gray, a light pink, a bubblegum pink, a darker, I don't know what you call that, flamingo pink maybe, a beautiful lavender, a seafoam, a mint, or maybe the other way around, and a teal. So this was marked down to 5. They had a lot of their paper pads marked down. I was really hoping to find some of the rolls of handmade paper that Diane at Pretty Paper Cottage, I'm sure I'm not saying that right. She found some really cool handmade paper at her Michael's. Mine did not have any of that. I feel like our Michael's is like a 75% size store compared to some of bigger cities. I could be wrong though. Let me show you the Temu items last. I had a credit on there that I needed to spend, so these are little frames. I think they're plastic or resin, and I bought these for journal covers. They're small, so they will only be for small journals, probably like Jello box size journals or Jiffy cornbread size journals, but they're beautiful. I bought the white ones because I thought these could be painted any color if I didn't want it white. And then I bought 3 metallic ones. Actually, I think these 4 came together. But this just looks like princess to me, like Belle, something like that. Very pretty. I bought more of these, and they came in different color waves this time, which was interesting, which is good because I already had some in other colors like blue and orange. So now I have these colors to work with. I bought a lot of flowers this time. I bought more of these because these are not my new favorite. I love using these. And then I bought these. I had never found these before. They're called, I think they're actually called embroidered flowers, not crocheted. And it looks like an embroidery machine made it. And they have these beautiful spring-like colors. I love the coral with the periwinkle center. And then I bought these felt daisies. They're okay. I mean, there's glue on them that you have to pick off. And a lot of the centers are not centered. So I've used a couple already in my giraffe journals, and I've had to peel off the center and re-glue it. But that's okay. I think it was like 89 cents or something, so I'll take it. I don't have a way to punch felt like this. I wish I did. So it's worth it to me, to even if I have to do a little work to get them looking good. I bought some more peach dangles. I don't know if I'm going to use these for my peach journals, or honestly, I kind of want to make a dangle bracelet, or a bangle bracelet rather, for myself, because I love peaches. Oh my, I just noticed these are stuck together. That's interesting or not good. I could use that somehow in a clever way. But I think these are glass. They feel cold. If they're not glass, then I'd be surprised. They sound like glass. But I just thought they were really pretty, the ombre coloring. And I got a bonus one that's stuck together. Oh no. Oh no. I'm never gonna find that. Oh, there it is. Usually they roll underneath my desk goes down to the ground, thankfully, but I have like roller carts under it, and they usually go underneath that. A few more items and I'll be done. I bought these little pastel labels, and I was not able to tell what the paper quality was like. The dye is not the best. I mean, it's sort of, I don't know how to say it. It's just not the best. And they're shiny. I was really hoping they'd be matte, but I can still work with these. I thought these would be really cute labels to go on a tag. Everyone's been buying these, so I decided to buy them too. Just a mixture of different metals of the tiny paper clips, which actually do less damage to paper than the bigger ones. I just feel like the bigger ones, the edges of the paper clips are so thick and so sharp that it gouges the paper when you pull them off. So I'm going to try to use these on more of my delicate items, like my vintage greeting cards and stuff. This is, I don't even remember what this is now. Basically, I think it's these are all stickers I'm about to show you. These are scans of receipts. So They're a lot smaller than I was hoping, but I can still use them. Second class shipping receipt, library card, another library card. I bought these for my vintage retail journal. An agenda page, a meal check for a train, a ledger, it looks like a shoe cobbler, and I'm not sure what that is, but it's in French. A liquor store, public schools, looks like a report card, a seed order form. We've all seen these before, and this. Diner. Why do they charge you 50 cents for maple syrup? That's not, you should not go there. Looks like a baggage label, planner page, library card, Cunard White Star Line, library card again. I've seen this before. It's a free digital everywhere online. Telegram. That's in German. I don't know what this is, but it says Pee-wee, and that's really cute. I guess these are eggs. That looks like a receipt from a mall or something. Dry cleaners, due date stamp, tea and coffee. I've seen this before too. I feel like this is in a giant paper pad they also have on Temu. I don't know what this is. Report card, creative team for cocktails and jeans. That's weird. I don't know what that means. Some sort of ticket, a library card, Shepherd's Hotel, guest check. That's odd. I'm serious. Some of the stuff I'm like, why is it in here? Library card, to-do list, grocery receipt, lunch receipt, Pullman car, order blank, corrugated paper company, another guest check, library card, apothecary, guest check, drugstore. And these were less than $1.50. I guarantee it. I wouldn't have bought them if they weren't. And then I bought this one that is just numbers. They look like they've been super blown up because they're a little pixely. But they're stickers and they are just different numbers. So I bought this also for vintage retail. Lots of different uses. You don't even have to keep them whole. You could probably cut them apart and use the numbers individually. Get creative that way. That's cute. And then I bought two acrylic stamp sets. I bought this one obviously for the giraffe. So I'll be using that to decorate some embellishments. I wish the lion were bigger. He's tiny. I don't know if these are size. These certainly are not to scale, but that's fine. I like the elephant too. And last but not least, more numbers, because when you're making a vintage retail journal, you need numbers. These sadly look like they are not separate. It looks like a background stamp, which is not going to work for my purposes. So when this happens, I normally use an X-Acto knife and I cut them apart. It makes it harder to keep up with them that way, but I will never use this as a background. That's too busy. So I'll probably go through and try to cut them apart. I hope I can. But these were, I think, $2.99, something like that. It's stuff like that that you don't know when you order from them until you get it, like what format it's in. These are individual, and this is not. I guess you could just ink this part if you wanted those, but that's really hard to do. So let me know what your favorite item was today. I'm so thankful that I finally got this film so I can put all of this stuff away where it needs to be. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, and stay tuned for unboxing of the gravy box that I received and art projects using the items inside for their August box. I hope all of you have a lovely day. Talk to you soon. Bye.